And we're live. Shiv, give me a session recap.
um, Saturday or Friday?
Both. What happened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
then risen from the dead, swallowed a crystal, made her, um, noticed a friend being dead, preserves him in the freezer, making all turned into a ghoul based on what you've learned and witnessed. I left some food for him, more or less, and she made her way out where she ran into Ronnie. She gave Ronnie some food, and then she sort of hired her as to be an escort for her to find Saria and bring her back. And she made her way there, maybe along the way once. Uh, then she kept they kept walking, ended up at a tinkerer's shop a little bit, and
Can you
then got
speak
stopped
up a little
by
bit? You're a little silent, and I
oh,
already.
then
Yeah.
got stopped. Yeah, then got stopped by Spider-Man along the way. That put a little string around her finger. Get yourself a license, thing. But eventually they made it to the alleyway after seeing some blood along the way. And once they went in there, like, hey, it's numbers, maybe, who knows? Oh, magic, boom, fighting. Um, yeah, fighting happened. Two people died. They went further in, managed to consume and bottle some blood, and they were sort of ambushed again. They're throwing in sort of like blankets over them. She nat 20 kind of shot the blanket, and she managed to sort of, with her minor illusion, explain the situation and talk them down. And then they went in to talk to. Seems like they're keeping Saria locked up. She knew why. She went to get one of the corpse, went back in, tried Rannis help to open the door, and after having some talk with the posse leader, potentially, of that place, weren't too happy. Um, and then she came out running, um, nearly knocked her out, whereupon I sort of tried to shove meat in her mouth from the dead body to get her to calm down. Limited effectiveness. Ronnie kind of like, yeah, that hurt. No. She, I guess before that, she stepped, as Ronnie fell down, she stepped in front of her to sort of protect her, and she managed to dodge some of her attacks. And then when Ronnie had stood up, she was like, no more, Slaka! Chopped her up, and her lungs almost like exposed. As she went to basically gather some pieces of lung and liver. She basically tried to bird feed to her, and got down her throat. But the bleeding didn't really seem to stop, so she tried to basically stop it with her own body thing. And she was like, tried to plead for Ronnie to help, but she kind of like, yeah, she was like, nope, looking in the corner, not dealing with this, not dealing with this. A little bit. Um, whereupon, whereupon she were basically tried spare the dying and basically went into the ethereal realm-ish sort of thing with her, where her body was Saria's body was laying with a black string that was very hard to recharge, going upwards, presumably to the frontier realm. So, yeah, we got it.
Anything else to add to that?
I mean, of course, there were more things happening, but that was just it was
So yeah, let me just close up the stream here, so it's not also on my
fun.
sound on the stream because I forgot it could records my entire system sound. Let me pull up some ambient music here real quick.
Put my shirt on.
Also, you have some like background noise, Hammond, a little bit. Not like background sounds, but background noise.
I mean, I sort of
I'll
shifting
be on.
things around, getting ready. Maybe that was it.
No, no, it's whenever you speak, it's your microphone.
No.
Yes, it is. It's like rain.
Yeah, is it better now?
No, it's fine.
How about now?
That's better.
Just part of Discord, just
Being Discord, being special, yes.
kind of funny how it helps reconnecting something.
Yeah, sometimes that just straight up helps. But yeah, you would find yourself over this blackened string. What did you do as your last action last time?
But she did as her last section. Was
Yes.
the real joke? Um, in here or there? Because she did
In
spare
here.
the dying.
Yeah.
Mm.
You cast Spare the Dying, and you're now in this realm. What is the last thing you did here, where you currently
Yeah,
are?
she basically tried to cut her hand into it and basically transfer some of her life force into the string to help guide her back to life, but that wasn't really it wasn't really that easy to do. Um, but she kind of comes to thinking like, wait, the faithful hound. Like it's a phantom thing. Wouldn't that potentially be ethereal, or is it not considered ethereal?
I don't know.
Mm, okay. Um, should think of it for a moment. Like, she's like, don't I need magic to call it? Doesn't seem like I can use magic here at the moment. So um, she tried touching her, but that kind of just made her weave through it, sort of thing.
No,
So
as you touched Zara, she seemed hard as metal or stone. Almost
okay,
petrified.
okay, so yeah, right one I get. But, does she see blood on her hand? Did she
None.
cover something? Okay, and didn't hurt. Uh, hmm. Can't use mask magic. Can, hmm. She would
You
sort
also
of.
look like your true self again.
Oh, she would sort of whisper in her ear or like speak in her ear, like, "Sorry, come on, gotta wake up. Don't stop fighting, okay? I'll try and get you out of here." As sort of looks around. Uh, sure what to do. So she can't use her magic and didn't really do much with the string. So I guess she'll see if she can sort of lift her, or like if she's can move her at all.
Sure, roll it. Athletics. And second one?
It's working. That's good.
Yeah, Avery recovered from yesterday. No,
Yeah.
you can't move her. You can't move anything.
And she don't feel a magical connection at all. Even in it.
You couldn't cast. Neither last time nor now.
No. Um, and does she have items on her, or just basically just a soul? She's
You're
just a
you're
soul.
you're your soul.
Um,
It's you. You basically
yeah.
just wear your clothing.
Okay. Um, okay. Well, she don't want to be spamming it, but doesn't seem to be any other way. Um, so I guess she would pray, because can't use her magic, and if anything, helping guiding the soul back to her own
Shabir
body.
stands in front of this blackened string in the Zero Realm. It's just like, damn, that's not my kind of expertise. I'm not good with spirit stuff.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that how they do their spells to begin with, clerics? They pray?
Yes, clerics do it that way. Your class certainly does not.
Yeah. Can she try and do Spare the Dying again? What not?
As you try to cast your spell, it doesn't work. Expend your spell slot.
Oh, there's not a spell slot for Spare the Dying. It's a cantrip.
Oh, it's a cantrip actually. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, you waste your action. But yeah, what do you say?
And, hmm, wait, wait a second. Hmm. Wow. About you. Let's type it out.
No, what do you say?
Maybe I can type it out to you and then say it.
No, just say it.
Oh yeah. Hmm, hmm. Blessed Night Singer, please. No, no, Blessed Night Singer. Sorry, a soul sins in the space in between. She has been unjustly treated by society in this realm. I think she has so much more to achieve and do. I think she's also a vital component for achieving the goals that we need to achieve here. As she thinks of saving Shahua and creating a bit of discord. Um, but it's not too much to ask. could I ask you to help guide her soul back to her body, as it seems to be outside of my reach capabilities, or at the very least, I don't know how. Ah, okay.
Anything else?
Honestly, you just asked her to help guide her soul back to her body.
Okay, roll me a religion
Mm,
check. And the second one. Okay. Time to get out the fancy dice.
fancy done.
One second. Wow, that's a high roll.
So fun.
You meet and beat the AC, the DC, right? Then I roll a modifier table, and I end up at a minus 40. And then I rolled a 87 on the table with a minus 40%. With a minus 40, let's see. 87. It's here, and the minus 40 is 47. Look at spell lists. Good that I opened that sheet. I don't think I like the outcome of this. um, as you.
Negative energy.
Mhm. Sorry, what do you want to say?
Oh, yeah, you said negative modifier, negative energy plane. That's what she wants to contact, right? Isn't it a positive thing?
No,
Like taking
it was
count.
the divine influence, right? And I have a table modifier that is basically whenever any table is rolled, I roll the d100 to determine a random modifier, right? That just gets assigned to it. So d100 table with uh, d I can read it out right? It is the random table modifier, and it goes from up to -50 to +50, right? On a D100 value. And it's assigned to one D100. So let's say I re-roll another D100. I rolled a 45. 45 in this table would account for a +0 modifier, as it is pretty much in the center of this table, including with 48 to 50. It's also +0, right? And 51 to 60 is also +0. But it goes up to, like, if you want to roll a 1%er, it's a very rare chance to get a -50 on any D100 table. It
Love
includes...
your model. You sure love your tables.
Yes. So I roll a -40, and the outcome is very interesting. As you would see, Zara's body, right? You hear a very distinct plim, almost like a harp string. As you hear this shatter through the string, you see and feel the string slowly fall. As you see the wound on Zaria's body completely open up on the kind of stone, almost rock hard soul piece that's on the floor. You can roll me a religion check to see what happens to her currently.
Connection to cut. 17.
Okay. As you see this, your best guess with a 17 would be that her soul is going somewhere else. It's not going back into the body. As you see the wound open up, the body shrivels and decays a little bit. As you hear and see the faint outline that was hovering on the water's surface fly away like a balloon.
The what on the surface?
Well, the silhouette
There was a silhouette on the what now?
on the water's surface above. As the body below shrivels.
Silhouette? I don't remember. Okay, basically she looks up. It looks like they're underwater, basically.
Yes.
Something.
I wrote
And
you
the silhouette-
explained that last session.
Yeah, well, you're very tired, and I don't remember you anymore.
Yes, but I already
yeah.
explained that last session, as there is a string leaving the water's surface as you look
Yeah,
upwards.
so it basically seems to be that silhouette seems to be her physical body, basically.
Nope, that is down here.
Okay.
As you see the wound open up, also
can
here.
Can she see the end of the string?
Well, yes, it's currently falling past your eyesight.
She grab it?
Yeah, sure, you can hold it in your hand. It's sharp and heavy. Like a chain.
I mean, she don't necessarily know if it was Shara or Madison that answered. Well, I guess, or someone else, or did she know? Did she feel the connection?
You don't know. You never do.
Yeah. So, well, she's always careful with the word. She would try to. She would try to connect the string to herself.
How so?
Well, her true self, where her heart supposed to be, is just an empty void of red energy where the heart tries to reform itself. Try to attach it there.
You can. As you do so, you feel air go down your windpipe. You see a flash of gray. Everything goes almost TV statically gray as you see color return back. as you see the stone wall and floor return back. As you slowly but surely return to the mortal plane.
Instinctively, like, wheezes as a little bit, as she looks down to Saria to see if there's any life signs on her.
Medicine check.
11.
As you look down on Zaria, you've seen it a couple dozen times before. The kind of shine that leaves one person's eye when they go. It's not there. They almost look like a puppet when they're dead.
Hmm. Can ghouls be turned into vampires?
Not when they're dead.
So what she did
Yeah.
nothing?
Not entirely nothing. You then you need some time to figure it out. It's not something that you can kind of figure out yourself, probably. The only thing you do know is that the soul and body certainly is separated now.
Yeah, it didn't have lost its connection to the prime material. She tried instead to connected it to herself. She potentially can help guide herself back. Maybe it's just because technically she don't have a vessel, so I guess bring her back to us, to her. But as long as the soul is there, a new vessel can potentially be found. Yeah, I guess she's done what she can. As she see her shine of life just winces away. And feels bad. Her eyes tears up a bit, but she still has that sliver of hope that her connecting her soul to hers could potentially means there's a chance of saving her. And she thinks back to William and her intention of wanting to help him with Saria. She sort of thinks to herself that, well, not even her could I save. I can save William, I can save her, I can save anyone.
Guess Shavir's just not a savior type person.
She tries to. She sort of is her eyes open?
Yes.
She would close her eyes.
You close your eyes with your fingers.
Yeah. And sort of stands up and walks over to Ronnie.
What do you do? She's
kind
like
of
with
walks
her
over.
head and her hands kind of like staring at the wall. Like think about somebody making like a spyglass with both hands just staring at the wall.
She would kind of like, you know, clean off her mouth a bit. And she would sort of like get next to her, kind of like try to get into her peripheral vision a bit. And,
She's staring at the wall. What are you gonna do?
like, how does she seem to be doing? Like, is it just no? I don't know.
Yeah, she's
Witness this, or
she's
it's
like
just like
a foot
panic.
away from the wall and she's like leaning forwards into the wall, kind of staring profusely at it. She seems like really tense.
Hmm. So
You hear a whisper in a
she'll
language you don't know.
she'll use minor illusion to play a little nursery rhyme that you know she used to play on a music box for her sister when she was younger. That always calmed them down.
A performance?
So 15.
It's a little crooked. It's not the exact same as you remember it to be.
A little sadder.
A little slower, yeah.
Fix the mood though.
As you see her kind of like move like her head slowly like down the wall. She leaves a scrape on it
From her
as she
hand.
has both her arms kind of slung around herself like under the armpits.
She would kind of lean her rest against her kind of like biceps, I guess. Just put her head against it, just to show that she's there for her. Sort of.
As you do so, you hear this faint whispering to herself, right? And
She
you've read the
recognized the
book,
language.
but you never heard the language.
Interesting. It's not golden or
Um,
halfling or
it's halfling, yeah.
yeah, but halfling was in that book, wasn't it? Because it was all language.
Yes, but you've seen it, not heard it. There's a difference in that.
Yeah, that's true.
So you don't really understand it as you kind of lean against her. You kind of look at her face. She has her eyes like in a wide-eyed stare, almost looking straight down, and a ear-to-ear smiling grin.
Yeah, she has more PTSD right now. Mm. She mm. Is the music still playing, or has that?
Yeah, your faint
Mm.
music is still playing.
Okay.
Minor illusion lasts a little bit.
I mean, yeah. She she kind of like. Does it seem like she recognized her presence at all, or
Nope.
she sort of take her right hand and just you know um, when you console someone, like you take your hand up and back, the back sort of thing, pat them. Not pat them.
Uh,
That's a bad word, but you know what I mean, right?
no. Was a horrible description.
Okay. Have you ever? Okay. You basically when on TV when you basically when someone consoling someone, right, they do the hand, put the hand palm of the hand on the back and kind of like take it up and down to calm them. Probably seen mothers do it to their kids and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
What the? No.
Okay, now I actually have to find a GIF of it.
I'm sorry.
Holy shit! I mean, language barrier, I guess. Okay, imagine that, but she's using her hand. Do you know what I
You're
mean
stroking
now?
over her back
Yes,
hair.
that's the word.
Yeah,
Stroking
that's
back.
not fucking hard to describe, but yes,
Well,
you do
I didn't
so.
find the word at the
Yeah, you do
moment.
so.
Um, and she's just giving it time. That's the minor illusion that if it goes out, she'll kind of with her left hand try to um, re replay it again, um, and it will gradually be more and more sort of like happier tune as tries to match her because you know
Hmm.
how when you're in a when you're in a sad mood and you're in a certain mood that it feels good to listen to sort of like depressing music because it kind of like it vibes with you. You know what I mean? So she
Yes.
tries to use the music to kind of slowly guide her out of it, sort of thing, as it begins trying to match how she perceives her to feel,
Okay,
and
that
then,
requires a pretty good insight check, though.
well, I mean, it's, it's
Because
clear
you
to
need
her
to
that
put
she's sad.
yourself in almost the same mood to produce that kind of music, to find that right kind of tune.
Okay, well,
Yeah, but
she
you
is
can roll it.
seeming that she
You can
seems,
try, so.
you know, so,
I think the gods don't deem it so, so you kind of try to comfort her, but she seems really stiff, kind of with her neck, and even as you brush over the hair, usually when you touch somebody, they have some give to them, right? But she's like a wooden board or rod of iron. It's like she's stiff, like frozen. As you do so, um, you play this tune and you try to find the right music, and well, kind of hone into her emotional state, really finding what you're trying to.
she thinking she's sad, so she would probably, you know, try that, uh, but maybe she misjudged it. Maybe it was a bit too sad.
As you try to comfort and guide her out of it, an hour passes, and she slowly seems to breathe more fast, as the breathing was really slow, and they were like full breath, like
I don't think she would play for an entire hour, but maybe like 10 minutes.
well,
I think
okay.
even, um,
After 10 minutes, you stop playing. What do you do?
she would just she hadn't seen any difference in like 10 minutes
Nope.
of playing and all. And guess she hmm, um what sounds that normally calms people rather than music. And hmm, puppies. Puppies playing? Maybe? No. Uh, yeah. Hmm, no. Just sort of like tries to tries to give her some time. Can minor illusion can't be smells, right?
Uh,
Well, yeah,
read
no,
the
in the
spell.
trance.
Faint
No,
odors, I think.
it,
Like perfume would work. Yeah, sure. I'll allow it.
okay. So she would try to create a faint
Nothing
odor of
hurting. Nothing hurtful, of course. Minor illusion is
no,
not nothing can deal
um,
like damage. You can't make a strong acidic smell with it.
no, um, would be the smells of roses. There are certain roses that smells better than others. Could pick some flower that some like a well, probably some mixed out, but the purple rose that smelled particularly nice.
Okay.
That she would
As you
sort of
produce the smell where?
reminds you of lavender. She
Like on
would
your hand?
um she would sort of do it on the wall in front of her
Okay.
first to see how she reacts to it. She was like,
She doesn't.
mm. Then she would try to she tries to remember the most calming sound that she knows was the sound of Fluffy sleeping and sort of snoring when my dog was alive. She tries to recreate that sound
This
of the
faint.
calm dog. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what she's gonna try and recreate. That's the most calming sound that she knows.
Doesn't seem to be very perceptive.
Mm.
She didn't react to any influence you did on her.
She
Faintly to the touch when you put your kind of head on, like at her shoulder. She sunk down a little bit, that's about it.
she would sort of get in front of her, so
So you,
she's not
like,
forced to
pull
leave
her
her.
off the wall.
Um, well, how is she? She's basically having her head against the wall, like
Yeah,
looking down, right?
yeah.
So she would sort of like crouch and then sort of lean her head back so that she would be forced to look at her as she looks up at her and sort of like grabs her cheeks at her face and sort of like she don't say anything. She just kind of look at me, sort of thing, as she um, with her thumb kind of like stroke her cheek in a calming manner and with a sympathetic look on her face.
You look up at her, right? As you go low to the ground and squeeze into this, like, a foot of a gap, and you stretch your hands upwards. It's you squeeze in between her and the wall, pretty much, right? Because her face is like still pretty far up, but
Yeah,
you grab onto her cheek, right? And you look at her, and you see her eyes in this kind of faint green brownish, right? And her pupils are very small.
even she would know that that's potentially a sign of like a PTSD thing, right? Or
A
some sort
insight
of
check.
uh, some sort of mental instability. Well, I accidentally rolled medicine, but same. Uh,
It's both wisdom, so yeah.
yeah, but,
And the second one.
yeah, that was.
Okay, so it is
I rolled
a
a medicine
14
and
and a 7.
yeah, because
So,
they're both a plus. They're both a plus one. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
it's fine. You look at her and you don't really know what caused it in the first place.
But you do know the events leading up to it.
Huh.
Seeing
The
all that.
wide smile, almost
Yeah, that was.
a very weird combination. You've never seen it in any regards of this.
Yeah.
Because when, well, you remember when things of levels of insanity almost happened, or did happen to you, it was also always this kind of cry, open mouth, full panic kind of thing. Almost the look of despair on your face, right? And detriment. Well, this is like very different.
She did have that when the more dangerous it is, the funnier she thinks it is. So I guess to some level she could relate that it's a coping mechanism. Usually. But yeah, and she would kind of like take her forehead to towards her forehead, and she kind of like
That
pressing
is an
her.
athletics trick, because
Okay.
else you're gonna squeeze your head in between her and the wall. Just she's stiff and she has a very high strength. Let's see what.
Well, now I roll high.
Yeah,
Like
you
50.
do. You managed to get her head a little bit off the wall, and you see her feet kind of like the tips of her feet slowly lift off the ground. You feel the weight of this girl, and she's not light. You have to push a lot of your weight in between. It hurts a little bit, but not too much. Basically, a little, like strong compression on your back and kind of, well, your forehead and your arms kind of like squeezed in between. But yeah, you do so.
And she tries to basically make their foreheads touch,
Yeah,
sort of
okay.
thing. So the yeah, as you do that, then sort of um, her hands on her, put one hand on her shoulder and the other at kind of like at her side of her face, as she tries to sort of like whisper to say like it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Too much.
Persuasion at disadvantage.
17.
It's going to be okay. That's a 17. Let me roll that perception check first. I
Yes,
rolled
wait.
I rolled
Like,
3d20 and all of them were above 17. Jesus, yeah, she sees it. She hears it.
you rolled triple disadvantage?
Yes!
Holy shit.
And I roll 17, 19, 18. The fuck?
Uh,
A miracle happens and you don't completely snap her out of it, but you see all of her, or you feel all of her muscles loosen up as she gains the paralyzed condition instead of full stun.
then she sort of wraps
Slumps.
her hands
Yeah.
around her and gives her a hug. And she sort of just holds that hug as she, try to basically go up on her toes.
Yeah.
Or like partly
You
climb up on the wall,
you
I
you,
guess,
you
to sort of
basically
pat
like
her back of her head.
grapple you grab around her chest, right? And she just not she doesn't faint, right? But she goes limp and she's heavy. I need a strength save.
Yeah. You're trying to kind of like get her back, so like, okay, if you crush me against the wall, that's fine. You just let me be here for you. But
Roll it.
18.
No, you actually can keep her upright. As
Okay.
she slumps a little more forward than backward. She doesn't pull you. She basically, yeah, lumps forward.
Yeah, that's good.
It's heavy, but You
Yeah.
can manage. You basically just push your entire legs through, and it hurts a little on your knees and on your back.
Mm.
Feels like
Just holding.
think about like 3 sacks of potatoes just leaned against you.
Yeah. He's just holding her in a hug there and patting the back of her head.
Yeah.
Um,
What
yeah.
else you do? You think to
Um,
yourself, that's
sort of,
better.
yeah. Um, she would sort of like just stroke the back of her head and hug her for like a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes maybe. See if there's any difference. Because you don't want to just go too fast. Strange.
You you feel her paralyzed body, right?
Mm.
And she still whispers from this like gritsed teeth. Only like parts of her lips quiver and move, right? To this very like under her breath mutter, right?
Mm. Uh, um, have she heard? I mean, she's been to heavens before and stuff, and I guess Nico.
Yeah, but he wasn't
Was
a
that
halfling.
wasn't he?
It was a
Oh,
gnome.
okay. Same shit.
No.
Like no, I know. Just it was a racist joke. Uh, no, but
Zombies,
she
vampires, same shit. Oh,
yeah,
sorry, it wasn't
same
me.
shit. Yeah, basically. Uh, but yeah, she probably heard a halfling play some music or some at some point. Would she remember some music that would be some that she would have heard from a lot of halflings or history wise, maybe something?
No, not to an extent where you understand halfling, no.
No, no, no. More for the sake of playing a song in halfling, or like just a
Ye
melody made by a halfling that
history
she.
check. Let's see.
Uh,
Let's see how much you know about uh,
yeah, I don't know.
halfling bardic culture. Yeah, no.
No,
Sadly
not an
not.
awful lot. Hmm. Sound on the ocean is kind of calming. No, it's kind of minor illusion. Sound of the ocean waves hitting cliffs.
You produce the great sounds of the beach. Roll me another persuasion. Let's see if she can hear it. Let's see how good you you produce this beach wavy sounds, right? And 3 seconds later you hear
A
you hear
seagull.
yeah yes! You hear this shattering through the entire thing, right? And you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she kind of like whoop, just twitches and like, what the fuck was that? And she just kind of like, holy shit, what's that? And then she's like, oh, yeah, she didn't even think about it. That last time she was at the beach, near the ocean, she heard that, and it was just like, let's just replay what I heard that one time. And then she forgot that there was a seagull in there somewhere. And she just fucking scared the living shit out of herself. If she wasn't awake before, she sure is now. Like, holy shit, look at that.
She still
Did we
has
sleep?
open eyes.
Shit.
She's more
Um,
there than before.
yeah, that's sometimes a nap run could be good there because it just kind of like snap you out of it. Yes. Um, food, water. She don't have any water on her, dude. You have that opiate apple.
Just drug her.
Opiates.
It would be a good fix for it though. You've never seen it not have an effect on a person before, apart from literally one.
Yeah. But I mean, she has wounds, right?
She
And
does.
stuff. So they probably hurt, but
Yeah.
probably too much shock to notice. But
But getting rid
um,
of that pain would probably be
probably help.
beneficial.
She she takes out the apple as she knows that even though she's the big girl, she remembers those things being quite potent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she would basically just take um, just sort of take off 1/4 of the apple, basically.
hmm Yeah,
As
you cut out a quarter.
yeah,
Yeah, you have
and
3 quarters left. You should note it down on the apple. And it's
yeah,
gonna decay in 1 week.
yeah. Uh, mm, yeah. So she takes that apple and the 3/4 as she sort of like try to shake a little bit to kind of know like, hey, I'm here, doing something now. As she sort of like puts the uh, and she sort of puts the apple in her mouth. But
Yeah, the quarter slice.
yeah, and then she sort of like closes her, kind of like pushing up her jaw and basically helping her chew it, by like moving her jaw basically.
A medicine check, just straight.
18.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, she sort of make it and then sort of um, lifts up her jaw a
Let's
little
see
bit
that
to try
con
and get
save
her
of hers.
to swallow it.
That's a nat 20. You see her pupils like
That's a good.
dilate for like a moment before they slowly creep back to this very like small. You look at her and you just like, did she just resist that?
She's like, okay. She's like, okay, she is.
Maybe
She's
a
a big
bigger girl
girl.
than I thought.
She's a big girl. Yeah, so she's sort of like, okay, but she just sometimes it takes a little bit for it to last, but she remembers having a quite immediate effect, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so she would remember that. So she,
Because you,
mm,
with your passive investigation, you would figure it out, right? When you
yeah,
take a bite of the apple, it's not the apple's meat that
it's
has
the
whatever
juice.
the effect is, it's the juice.
Yeah,
And it gets usually absorbed, a lot of it, by the mouth and gums and throat.
yeah.
So yeah, the moment you bite into it, it's just already in effect.
Yeah. So she would take another 1/4. She
hmm
has half left, and she would repeat the process.
Okay. Same
I assume she don't have to
pers-
roll this time. 'Cause
Oh, she still
you know,
does, but this time with disadvantage, and that's still a fucking 21. Fighters, man!
she's
Fighters!
like, girl, this is a girl to be partying with, for sure.
Uh,
But
Jeez.
so she,
You look at this apple, right? And you're thinking to yourself, how hard does she drink? Like, she rivals Celia at that point.
she do a minor illusion sort of next to her in her vision.
But her breathing
remind
gets
me.
calmer.
Remind me not to. Remind me not to have a drinking contest with you. Damn, you can. You can resist stuff. Uh, but yeah, so she would, but still, she wouldn't. She would give it some time now to not kind of like push it.
Mhm.
Um, so, and she would give it a little bit of time, at least like 5 to 10 minutes of
Yeah. So you
of
like put her
getting her
down on the floor, or?
she. Oh yeah, I mean she's probably she's gonna try and pull a severe. She was try and basically get her down so her head is basically laying in her lap. Basically, she's basically on her side or back,
Mm-hmm.
laying in her on her thighs basically as she would sort of sit against the wall,
Okay.
uh, with
Yeah,
her feet
you
up.
could do so.
Um, um, she would just slowly sort of just pet her hair, calming her as she's sort of like waiting for it to pass. As you don't want to like fucking drag her down too much.
Another 15 minutes passes as you pat down her hair, right? You
Mm.
see this kind of her eyelids move down over the time, and she starts to like move like her muscles again as she certainly tries to stand up.
Does it seem like she's calmer or more?
Inside.
Pardon me, the inside proficiency bad.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, you look at her, right? And you almost this almost you get the feeling of like sleepwalking almost as her head slowly moves upwards with her shoulders.
Oh.
Me putting the cold side of the cushion on the top side. The nurse as was watching me in my coma.
So she would sort of let her get up, but she would get to where the door is, and she would look sort of stand in the way of it so that she can't get out. She would just kind of observe it.
Okay, you see her like get up from your lap, right? And you just stand up and you kind of like brush past her and stay in front of the door, right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you see her slowly go up, sit, and there's this almost a dazed state of a look on her face as she grabs the sword off the ground and she walks towards the door. The sword drags on the ground. You hear it's kind of scraping across the floor.
She would make a minor illusion of a door in front of her.
The minor illusion is not large enough to produce an entire door.
No, it's a 5 foot. It would basically be a door, and then it's like or it's just
It's a
normal
symbol of a door.
vision. No, it is a door for her, but basically, since she's over 5 feet tall, it will be a door, but she can't see over it. You know what I mean?
It's just half a door, like Minecraft door, just cut in half.
Well, it's a door, all right. It's just it's a 5 foot door, but that she can see over. It's a small door, basically. Uh, that's what she's doing to kind of like see if she will walk right through it or what she would do.
Yeah,
She
she
would
just
try to.
walks forward. She doesn't move her hand. She just walks.
Okay. Uh,
She also will and does walk into you.
Okay, so she's not trying to cut the door at least. So yeah, she walks into her basically. Like,
Yeah, yeah, like with her shoulders,
uh, she
like with her
would,
chest into your face. Yes.
yeah, she would not touch her and just kind of let her be. So
Okay.
she's just being still.
She doesn't have too much force on her, but she will eventually push you over or to the side if you just stand there.
I mean, she's just walking into the door, right?
You don't know. You're standing in front of it.
Yeah. Um, um, she would sort of knock a bit on the door, and like,
You look behind, right? And you like with your knuckle you knock on the door, and you see an eye in the keyhole.
she would do minor illusion because see, like, uh, Saria's dealt with. Saria's dealt with. Big girl, PTSD, sleepwalking. If she goes out, make sure no one touches her.
Yeah, you see the eye kind of leave, and you hear the door unlock. He looks really fucking confused, and he like throws his hands up, right?
She's like,
And he just goes to the other, like other side of the complex, goes through a door, and he mutters something. In thieves can't.
yeah, she would. She would try to.
As
You know,
thieves
she
can't
would try.
usually means like kind of the opposite what you wanted to, right? You hear candies, bears, Teletubbies.
No,
It's reverse cursing.
get ready, Dad. Please. But I mean, she told them that don't touch her. If I don't touch her, she'll be
No,
fine.
he
Don't
doesn't.
touch her. Yeah. So she would try and keep her there as long as she can without sort of like without touching her. Still like kind of
With
like
no force.
yeah, just kind of like just trying to steady herself without actually touching her. Like just press back with her legs, but not actually touching her. You know what I mean? She's just standing there like, I am a wall. I am a wall.
Strength save.
Yeah, no.
Is it? Oh yeah, no.
She's
You're.
light as a feather. It's
I want the second one still, just
I
to make
don't roll.
sure.
I don't roll strength. I don't roll saves with disadvantage ability. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but you think to yourself, I'm a wall. I'm a wall. Yeah, made from paper,
Pretty much.
right? As she walks into you, right, and she takes a step forward, and you fall
Yeah.
backwards.
She'd let herself, you know, really just falling gracefully. Just let herself fall. She kind of just don't move after that. Kind of just wait.
Hmm.
Because she don't want to make any sudden movements.
She treads over you, and yeah, she.
Try not to get stomped on.
Okay, dex save.
Like,
Because
please
you're
don't
kind of
step
lying
on
in her
me.
way. But yeah, you
15.
you you kind of shift to your side, and you see the foot like move slowly forward over your leg, and then to like the side of your ribs
Like,
as she passes over you. You see her kind of wander out the building.
she gets up and follows them, and as she sort of do an illusion, like, unfortunately she could not be saved. Unfortunately she could not be saved.
Um, as you
And
as you produce that, what do you do?
she just unfortunately could not be saved. help me keep her from going out on the main street, please. She seems
Persuasion.
to have PTSD
Uh,
from war, maybe.
uh,
Sorry.
persuasion.
16.
He looks at you, right?
Trust me, it's for
He
everyone's
he mutter
benefit.
he mutter he mutters in common. Why do I do this? As he like walks up to her and grabs her shoulder.
She kind of like, that was good.
And as she like walks into the door, right, and you know it opens to the outside, right? He shoves her like or tries to shove her 5 feet.
He's trying to shove her into a door, basically.
No, to the
Into
side,
a,
so she walks into a wall instead of a door. And no, he tries to budge her, right, and she doesn't move. As he pushes on her shoulder, right? Uh,
don't.
uh, knocking somebody out of sleepwalking. Oh shit! She falls unconscious.
She's kind of.
Uh, as you walk closer, you hear this boom, as you can't move past here. Almost like a collar or leash.
Hmm. Yeah. Should sort of. Should look at Ronnie and she do minor illusion. Like, is she okay? Well, like, I mean, does she see that she's breathing and everything's okay with her?
He looks at her, right, and he's just like, "What the fuck?" He looks at her, and she slumped down, like face first, completely curled, like almost fetal position, but just like a little displaced. He looks at her, and he's just like, "I'm not a, not a doctor. I don't know."
The She just basically do a minor illusion of her with a pillow or something soft underneath her head and a blanket over her. Basically, just let her sleep it off. The thing, or like just let her rest for now.
Yeah, he's gonna shove her like to the edge of the room, like just you hear her armor scrape the floor. Like think about like pushing a crate. Basically
Yeah,
goes very low, one hand like at the thigh, the other one like at the shoulder, and she just like just shoves her to the corner.
so,
um, as he looks at you, right? Well, we don't have cushions, so the corner must be comfy enough.
mm.
As he leaves the room.
She sort of waits. Wait, I.
Eh? As he
How
waits
long
for the
has?
next
Yes.
illusion.
How long has she been like that? As she pushed back to the room. Sorry, it was.
One, maybe two, as he goes out.
Mm. She said like, "Damn it! I wanted to speak to Gary." Gary probably would come on his own. Should go
Hmm.
back to where Soria is.
Yeah, as you get away from the door, right? You feel the tension like on your like well, on your back loosen up. That was keeping you from going through the door.
Then, um, she'll try and move Soria's body. Will drag it just a little bit,
She's not
and then she
that
will.
weightful of a person, but you're still not a strong person, so I need an athletics.
Just an inch is good enough. She just want to
Oh,
save her.
okay, yeah, that's fine.
She just moves it a little bit, and then she goes up and looks at the point where it was, and then she tries to sort of like see if it's if it her moving basically extended the reach so she could walk, or if it's kind of like locked to the place that she died or her body. Thing.
Well, you move her an inch, you get an inch through the door.
Okay. I mean that's. Guess that means that her soul is still in her body, sort of, but lingers in it.
It's linked,
Yeah. Um,
and you realize you can't go further away than 20 feet from the body before it stops.
yeah. That's fine. She has that.
And
That.
the term, I can give it to you if you roll me a good enough religion check. It's straight.
20.
It's called a tether.
Yeah. Tethered her soul to hers.
Yeah, to her body. Um,
Well, no, to her soul. To her soul.
yeah, her body to your soul. Yes.
No, her soul to her soul.
No, you tied her body to your soul.
But it was a soul that was in the ethereal plane. The body can't be in the ethereal plane.
The body was on the bottom. You connected the string from the body
Yeah,
to
from the
you.
soul. That the string that was connected to the soul to her soul.
No, the string. Listen to me. The string that was cut. There was only
Yeah,
one
it
string
got
left. It
cut
was the
from
one
the
from the
body.
body. Yeah. The soul
Yeah,
was already gone. It was floated away. The soul tether of the body remained. The tether string of the body. And this is the one you connected to yourself. You don't know what benefits that has. Or detriments. You certainly know you can't move more than 20 feet away from it, else it will tear.
well, wouldn't the wouldn't that have been cut to the body
The
if
body
it
was
was?
on the bottom of the ocean. The soul was above,
Isn't
on
it
the
the other
water.
way around? No?
Not if you want to go to heaven, and your cursed body drags you down.
Well,
So the soul
she went to a
floated
good place.
somewhere, but
Um,
the body remained, and that's the part you used the tether for. Well, if her soul returns, you're certainly keeping it warm.
yeah, if her.
Because a
Okay,
body
then.
without a soul will decay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what she will try and do is basically get the blood, her Saria's blood, back into her body. Basically, try and get it back into
Well, the
her
blood
own
is cold.
body.
Certainly not
Okay.
good.
What do you mean?
It was out of the body. It's
Uh,
both dirty and,
okay.
yeah, cold.
Okay. Um, well, she'll try and close her wound at least.
Okay. Yeah, you could.
Basically, the yeah she start to close up her wound, and she just do that. Could she use the feather quill to do it? Close her wound? Mhm.
Like prick
Or
holes in her skin and then pull a thread through it, or what?
almost, yeah.
Well, the feather is unlikely strong enough to pierce through skin. At least not that hardened one of hers. She has natural armor.
Um, can she? Can she kind of? Is there any cloth in here that she can at least wrap around her wound?
On her, yeah, she has that dress that you still know. This faint, like, rope dress hybrid.
Yeah.
It's basically the same one on the picture, but it contains, like, a long, like, elbow sleeve long, and a hood. And, like, a long, draped cape that is
So
closable in the front like a poncho.
shall
With a
we
hood.
try and make a clean cut at the leg? Basically making it a little bit of a shorter, make it a little bit shorter on the bottom.
Yeah, you can also just take it out on the sides.
What do you mean sides? Is the
Left and
arms?
right. No, not, like, off the skirt part. Not in front and back, but on left and right of the dress.
Oh yeah, are there not necessary parts that are kind of like just loose on the side?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make it more slim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
That would
uses
require
clothes.
a sleight of hand check to alter the clothing.
Okay, that's good. 11.
Yeah, it requires some time. You're gonna waste half an hour doing it, but yeah, you could.
Um, she do so as she then basically wrap it around her chest there, basically, so cover up the wound so it doesn't, you know,
Makeshift
infection or anything.
bandages.
Yeah, yeah. She uses a makeshift
You
bandage,
close the
basically.
wound. It's gonna still leak blood into the dressing pretty much, but not like more than that.
Yeah.
As
She
you
tries to do it tightly, so
okay,
just
then a
she
medicine
don't need
check.
to breathe.
Medicine check.
16.
And second one.
16.
Nice. You basically full pull on every stroke around her chest, right?
Yeah. Yeah, to get that shit close
Yeah,
so nothing leaks
like
out.
you know she's dead, but she's well, her body's fully incapacitated, yes, and missing a soul. As you see the kind of vein on her on the throat on the side just completely go like thick. She's an undead. What can it do worse? You know?
You can hold your breath. It's not like you need it at the moment anyway. So tough it up. It's kind of like at girdle when you pull on a girdle to make
Yeah.
it a bit tighter, basically.
Oh.
As she's doing that, so no more blood will.
Corset.
Yeah, if she starts becoming alive again, she can easily just loosen it. And it's not like she won't be able to breathe at all. It's just hey, she has a fucking crystal down her throat. I think she can do with a corset.
Yes.
uh, uh, yes, I guess she would at this point sort of because there's nothing in this room basically, right, of interest.
Well, it's
She'll
the
be
corridor.
yeah. She would try and drag her out to that room basically.
Okay, that would require athletics.
Yeah. Poof.
And second one.
Oh, yeah, it's still very good. It's 14.
Yeah, you could do it. Like a backpack, you wrap her arms around over your shoulders, and you just crouch walk
Yeah.
Because she's
Yes.
not that small. She's not not a small woman. She's as
Hmm.
large as you, and she's younger.
Yeah. She's like, damn.
I'm a short
I'm
stack.
short, aren't I? Well, I can hide in the minor illusion, but there's just, uh, as I assume there's like there were chairs and stuff there, right?
Yes, there are some stools and a very crooked table.
And the couches is more like it's a chair.
Yeah, it's very rundown. It's what you specifically see is a looted bar.
Yeah,
Like even the cushions on the stools are torn up to see if anything was hidden in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she puts her down in a stool there,
Yeah.
basically. As she, you know, steps out to try and get eye contact with Gary.
He is somewhere, as it is middle of the fucking night. Some people are asleep, including Gary. This means this this he's going to.
What is this sleep? Sleep for the wicked. Is anyone awake?
Yeah,
He's like,
these two holding kind of guard, watching out.
you know, um, guess she would sort of wave at that one.
Yeah, he seen you come out of the building. He looked up at you and he just like has a stare at you for a moment. He looks away.
She do a minor illusion of basically her and him talking, and then she kind of just, you know, like motioning for him to come over.
He says in a pretty loud voice, "If you want to talk, come over."
Like, huh? She do again. I can't.
You make the symbol of shackles.
No, no, no. She more like um, she just I can't. Can you come over here? I need to watch over two. I need to watch over people here.
Yeah, he's kind of sits in this kind of torchlight. He goes to the tower where the torch is kind of set, and he walks over with it towards you. The light shines in your eyes. As you know, you're
Hmm.
still under these like clothing sheets.
Yeah.
It looks at
Um.
you. What?
hmm, hmm. Um. She would make any. She would basically with illusions. With illusions. Say. What do you know of Saria?
Shrugs his shoulders. Not enough. Not that I want to.
Understood. Is Gary asleep?
Huh?
You say yeah.
He said, huh? And
Hmm.
nodded.
What does that mean? Is that a
Huh?
yes or no?
He said, huh? And nodded.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, if Gary's awake, could you ask him to come over? There's been some developments.
None of us here are very keen of you putting your nose in. Well, guess Zaria.
Well, the elder got what he wanted out of me. He wanted me to deal. He wanted me to deal with that. That we dealt with.
She was fine when she was locked in there.
Yet he yet he wanted me to go in there. Why do you think that was? Knowing she was like that.
He, like, his face, like a little anger in his face, you definitely spot, right? As he looks at you and he said, to fix it, not to kill her. We could have done that ourselves.
Well, she's so she thinks from within her. Did everything I could to save her. Her body is still alive. Just the rest is on her. She's not gone yet. Her soul needs to return to her body. I did something very stupid. At least for my own safety. Her body is linked to me. As long as I'm alive, her body is alive. As long as her body is alive, I can come back. That's all I could.
He holds the torch very
Give
close to you. Not like
her.
dangerously close, but like a feet away.
I've given her a fighting chance. That's all I could do. Hopefully that's enough.
He looks at you, right? And is a stern face when he says, well, till you fix it, you're not going anywhere, I assume.
Well, it's not like dragging around a soulless body is gonna be inconspicuous. What's the word?
Inconspicuous.
Well, that was out of character. 'Cause she would definitely yes, dragging around a soulless body wouldn't be inconspicuous. Believe it or not, I am here to help. Came here to help her.
He looks at
And
you,
always
he
good
puts
for
on
her.
the torch, and says, I don't know if I ever want your help. Can't talk for the others. As he turns around, he's gonna go back to his spot.
Kind of looks down as she thinks back to, Gary and the got attacked and how she could have run away, but she decided to risk her life to stay, and she feel that she's constantly doing everything she can to save others.
Yeah, but
But she's falling short.
yeah, what, what you're
Yeah, she's like,
perceiving and what others
yeah,
perceive is just vastly different, and you're
yeah.
just like,
Maybe she kind of like thinking like it's not fair that they blame me. Doing everything I can. Can you see that? Kind of like thinking. She's sort of like sighs. I think this is the part where the DM tells the players just go to sleep. Go to sleep, bro. That's what I'm feeling here. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't. Did she even feel like she needs to sleep? Yeah, a short.
yes, you're not exhaustion immune as you race.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
And you haven't
I
eaten
guess you could.
today.
She have. She have.
Blood,
Two
yes.
times.
But your stomach still rumbles.
How the fuck is she gonna get food then?
Yep, guess you're having a problem to solve before you go to bed.
Is the sausage still left that she left there on the table?
Yeah,
Really?
the ones that you hung into the
She
into
put
the
it on the
window.
desk.
Yeah, it's
No,
still
she
there.
put it basically. He was at the desk doing something, and she
Oh,
put it on the desk there.
sure.
Basically,
Yeah, it's still there.
she just put it there, and like, well, if he's not gonna eat it, seems like I can always bring him more later. Uh, and I don't think I'm going to be able to eat one full anyway. As he basically takes um, she takes a sausage and she starts to basically squeeze it so much that it basically like becomes like a liquid almost.
Mm,
She tries to basically more or less liquefy the
with
sausage.
what? Because you would need to like blend it.
Um, I guess she would use I guess she would use um, a little bit of the blood to do so.
Huh? Sorry.
Hmm. She would also look for containers and stuff because so there were like
I
a
mean, it's a
bar and she
rated. Yeah, it's a rated bar. All glasses smashed. Like, there's
what
nothing
no
that
there's no working glasses or like
this bar has been rated for the past like year or more.
yeah
Like, there's nothing
good.
left. Every stone was turned here.
Not even a wooden mug.
And it's
Okay,
probably gone.
yeah. Okay. So she takes a little bit of blood basically, and
From yourself?
no,
From where then?
from the bottle of blood that she
Oh
had.
yeah, the vial. Yeah, you use up half of it.
Um, would it require that much?
Yes. To get good control over it, yes.
Yeah. Well, in that case, then guess you would, the body being stored there, whatever. She would take that and she would basically um, use her blood medic to get the blood that's still in there out of him enough.
Who?
Instead, the dead guy that she throw it at her
Yeah.
before. Yeah, she would use his blood instead, because she want to keep that bottle for rainy day, so to speak.
Okay.
As she uses some of his blood to then move up, and she squeezes the blood, and she sort of like squeezes it, get it in there. It starts to like swirl it and squeeze it with the blood almost. You know what I mean? She tries to sort of like mix it, get it
So
like
the fan.
small. Wouldn't that be the occultism since she's using the blood medic?
Sure.
16.
And second one.
No, I thought I rolled that normal. 16.
Nice. Yeah, it's very hard to do. It's like moving a stick through like almost dried cement in a bucket. It's just like really rough.
Yeah. Huh, that time.
Yeah, it takes some time, but yeah, you can stir up the chunks and the blood in the sausage, yes.
Yeah. And once she done that, so that it's you know liquefied enough that she can basically slowly uh, get it down. She would start to she would start to do so.
Wisdom saving throw.
30.
Okay, just because you mix shit with chocolate, it's not gonna be pure chocolate, you know that, right?
I guess.
As you trickle some of it from your, well, from the kind of hole that the sausage is, right? You kind of bite in the top of it, and you squeeze some of it into your mouth, piece by piece, a little more here and there. At first, you think like, yeah, this is fine, but it's like pure brine and goop in your mouth after like the first gulp, right? And you feel it run down your throat, and God, this is horrible. I need a con save.
90.
Okay, yeah, you get a very strong gag reflex. Because it's like pure bait for your body, right? Every cell of your body likes blood, right? And then it just mixed with something like almost impossibly, unimaginably disgusting. So it goes down and kind of just in your pipe, your entire body convulses, tries to convulse it out, right? As the rest of your stomach liquid, and yes, acid, moves up your, well, your food pipe, right? And it kind of meets in between like the crystal and the food and the blood, and it's just like so painful.
It's like the
Just like a,
worst heartburn
yeah,
ever. Like,
yeah.
heartburn. She's like, I need to train away this gag reflex for my marriage.
You, you also take 6
That's
acid
Oh
damage.
funny.
no.
That's funny though.
Okay, I think those are the worst quotes of today.
I knew that full. I said that full knowing that that would be quoted as well. That's the worst part.
Yeah, those are the 2 worst ones today.
Yeah, she would tears run down her eyes, kind of like bubbles
I
almost.
mean,
Like,
does not make it taste like chocolate, you know.
yeah, the eyes kind of going in the back of her head almost. As you know, the fingers kind of like curl up.
Yeah.
And ah! That's painful. Fuck.
Oh yeah. Everything kind of bubbles as you're kind of breathing out in like the faint pain of it, right? And the air kind of pushes like the entire liquid here and there around, and you feel bubbles of sausage meat, blood, and acid kind of pop out of your mouth and of your nostrils. Almost like think about you having a very bad sneeze, right? And you have like all of that all over your face. Yeah, like that.
That's bad. Basically, get stomach acid out of her mouth or out of her nose, basically.
Yeah, a faint bit.
Essentially.
Most of it is blood and brine of the sausage. Yeah, and spit.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, it has a sharp smell to it.
I guess you would take a moment to kind of just breathe and
Breathe.
recover from that. 'Cause it's that's bad.
Oh yeah, that one sucked. Your stomach still growls more than before.
She's sort of like, she kind of like steals herself. Like, damn, I don't want to go through that again. Like, some pain can be, joyful even, but that kind of pain is just, that's just a bitch to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Like, no one likes
Yeah, like a
acid
sore,
hard
yeah,
paralysis.
a sore stomach, yeah. That's one of the worst pains. Apart from like very painful, like damaging spells, yeah, that like inflict wounds is one of the worst ones pain-wise, or power pain, of course. And there's some very cruel ones, but I think of the like non-magical pains, that's one of the more worst one, yeah.
Yeah.
That and
So
spleening your entire arm in a press, probably.
she still sort of slow, but she tries to kind of like calm down a little bit. That was fuck
Yeah.
that shit. That was
Yeah,
not comfortable
curling on the ground.
at
You're
all.
you're you're concentrating on breathing after
Yeah,
everything is kind of out of your mouth. Yeah. You also kind of wipe your mouth and your face, and a lot of like odd like green liquid and red and tiny pieces all over the
like,
floor.
what the fuck is this green liquid coming from? She's thinking. But, yeah. So she would
It's faintly green. Stomach acid
yeah,
is faintly
yeah.
green.
Well, she would take a
Mostly
moment
transparent.
and then she would and then because she'd still have some blood sausage left, basically, right? Or was
Yes.
because she's used a bit of it, because she
You
wouldn't
you
have
used
been
up
able to
half
do
of it,
everything.
yeah.
So she she tries with the other half.
Sure. You go back to the corpse. You produce another string of
Uh,
blood that you.
she,
Do you the basically the guy that blows a bunch of vape on like a surface and then he uses his hand as a propeller to like get it up.
yeah.
That's basically how you're blood bending.
Yeah, I see like water bending almost like I'm not
Yeah,
exactly what you're
it's
referring.
very somatic.
Yeah, it's like you're moving it with your will or sort of. Yeah. Uh, so she so she repeats the process now that she thinks she got a little bit more of a hold of it, how to do it. As she's glad to start like doing the whole blood magic thing again because she never really had the opportunity to do so because back there, all her stamina or like she couldn't really use blood to do that down when she was in the sewers because you know
The only blood
her
was
body
your
was
own, and
regenerating.
yeah.
Yeah, she needed all that blood. So yeah, so she repeats the process and tries again. As she's sort of like thinking like, how can I? I mean, she's like, if I make it into an even finer, like even finer, maybe it'll go better or something. Is what she's thinking, or like, let me do it even slower.
Yeah. Yeah. Roll me another occultism.
That with disadvantage.
Yes,
Oh,
of course. The ability check.
okay. Um,
14. Yeah, you can stir it up. You're still a little drowsy, and your hand movement isn't as precise as you want it to be.
it should be good enough.
Yeah.
Takes
You stir
it
up the
takes a
sausage
deep,
again.
uh, takes a long, Weasley breath.
Okay, this time you know it's gonna suck, so I need a wisdom save before you bite into it.
Yeah.
See if your body just naturally just doesn't open.
21. She
You
knows that she's
can.
not
You can
only
force
doing it for
yourself.
herself.
Uh,
Like I'm not only doing this for myself. No. She she opens her mouth. Her tears are already running again. She's like, no, I don't want this. As she does it again, and kind of like let
a
it
wisdom save
slowly
and a
run
con.
on her.
Wisdom and
Just,
con.
just drips. Beginning. Let's see. So she's like, nah. Wait, yeah. So she's gonna lock it because he's like, nah. I need to eat. This is just
Hmm.
no. But probably I'm gonna have to take a long rest anyway here because everybody's sleeping anyway. So, roll that wisdom. That is better.
Roll me your con save.
That is definitely good.
Huh? You um you still feel your stomach growl, right, and try to like bring everything out, but you basically like hold your hand very strong on your solar plexus, right, almost pushing down on your stomach, like putting pressure on it so it like can't like too much open up. It's really forceful. You almost like you can't really breathe as a reflex. But you get it into your mouth and you can try to swallow it. It's gonna trickle down slowly past the crystal. It's barely liquid. It's not. It's like it,
My stomach is
it's
getting
only so
full.
much liquid that you can make out of a sausage.
Yeah, it's more like you making
It's
it
like
a fine powder almost. You know what I mean?
yeah, like not a soup but a stew.
Yeah.
There's a more clumpy one than a soup. What is it called in English? Gardon, you're a cook person.
Sorry, what?
Soup but less liquid. Is it a stew?
No, stew is a beef stew. That's different.
Like
Um,
I know what you mean though. Go on. Yeah,
I try to find the German word currently.
well, I think your original description was
Yeah.
quite adequate.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
And,
But yeah, you push down this brine past the crystal piece by piece, right? And you realize it's going fucking slowly.
yeah.
And it tastes very disgusting.
So,
You're also
does
currently
the cook?
suffocating while you're holding your hand there. To force yourself not gag.
Well, actually, she's pretty good at holding her breath, but
Yeah.
it's. Is she using both? She's using both of her hands to do this, right?
Yeah. One to hold the sausage and trickle it very slowly into your mouth and then downwards, and then the other one to hold down your stomach to not vomit. Yeah.
All right, her place just goes to a happy place. It's just your place basically goes to when she was taking a bath with Lorienta. And then she comes to think of almost drowning and like, yeah, let's think of that. That's just think of the other things.
Yeah. You try to distract yourself. I I need a con save with advantage because you're holding your hand there.
Not 20.
Nice.
Not 20.
So you're not gonna vomit, but you might spit it out. Some wisdom save. Still disgusting as hell.
15.
Barely so. You keep everything. As it
Yep.
slowly trickles past the crystal, you realize you're not feeling going much into your stomach. Uh, you kind of relieve a very slight bit of pressure, right? As you kind of manage to hone yourself into this kind of safe haven of a memory, and
Yeah.
you don't feel nourished at all.
Ah.
You realize it as you need volume. It's like that, like shot glass full of sausage is not gonna sustain anything.
She's like, well, this is gonna be a very long and painful night. Here's what she's thinking as she just going
The
back to the
strongest problem
bottle.
you currently have is the crystal, right? And
Yeah.
I want you to roll me a straight investigation. You know you have something poisonous-ish in your equipment.
Yeah, she knows that she have the uh, poison from poise.
That's one, and the other one.
Yes. Well, that the what would the other one be?
Think. What other sedative do you have in your inventory?
Oh, the fucking the apple would relax. Uh, I guess technically that's a could yeah that would at least relax it.
And you also know it's not something that activates in the stomach.
Yeah. Um, that is that is that is something. She don't know about medicine. He said poison. Her minds don't go to morphine, apples, basically.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, it's just like that makes sense. Just
Yeah,
normally,
that's why I was like, roll me an investigation. Maybe your passive just gets it at some point, because you just used it, right? And you still like have it like somewhere at top of your inventory, because you just put it in your pockets and in your bag, and your things, right? So your mind would wander as you think that's gonna be a long and painful night, and you think about like what else, how like you can solve this, and you look into your inventory and you see the half like cut through apple.
like, hmm, well, she's like, as could be bad going down, but the doctor said that to let it go that way, that's a thing. So if the doctor says it, I guess it's not too bad. The doctor recommended that she would let it go down the natural way. If it can go down that way, it can probably go up the other way. Or at least maybe it will dissolve in her stomach. Yes. She can eat. Guess it can just be there forever now. Oh. Um, but as she did talk to the doctor, and
Hmm.
her trying to relax it and basically be upside down as asked that, he said that that was improbable, right?
Yeah,
Because
because
very
because
unlikely.
bringing things down the food pipe is easier than bringing it back up. The only
Mm,
reflex that can do it in the first place is, well, vomiting, right? And it didn't do it.
yeah, and but I mean, she even suggested like, well, what if I'm upside down, and he would, yeah, remember?
Yeah,
So
but
he,
you already
yeah,
were upside down and vomiting at the same time when you were,
yeah,
yeah, handstanding above the
but you
sink.
weren't upside down vomiting and having that sedative thing,
No.
but I mean, clearly he would have known that, yeah, that is something you can try, but no, it won't. Otherwise, he would have
Yeah,
said no.
technically that's a possibility, but um, it's unlikely to work in the first place because, as I said, it's easier to bring something down than up.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be bad for her if she's not getting food. So yeah, so she takes a piece of apple, she's sort of putting it in her mouth and making sure that as she at one quarter,
Yeah.
as she squeezes down on it, that it's that it that it trickles down at that area. Tries to get as much liquid as she can down to that area.
Okay, yeah, it's still considered normal food. I need a wisdom
Hmm.
save because it's still gonna taste really bad.
Hmm. 30.
Yeah,
Apple.
you,
It's an
you,
apple. It's
it's an
water. It's
apple.
water. It's water. Whatever.
As you kind of like squeezes against your teeth, like they won't open.
She's like, she can't just, buddy, obey me, damn it, obey me.
I'm the mind, I'm the master here. What do you mean not opening up? As you kind of like squeezing the thing, like the apple slice against your teeth with like some pressure. Your hand's
She's
a little
like,
trembly.
oh, okay. You want to do it like that? Okay, okay. Let's do it like that. And she tries to basically force, like, push down her yaw almost with her hand.
Okay, I need an Athletics versus your con. Con resembling your
Okay.
body and athletics resembling your force of hand.
Her body be like, nah,
Yeah,
don't
no.
wanna.
Yeah, you feel your jaws, like the muscles in your jaws, they're like biting down on your teeth, right? And you kind of like try to pry your fingers in between it, and they get a lot of pressure at the fingertips, right? And you almost like hurt yourself, and the teeth are also still out, right? And because of the bloods from before, so you almost like cut yourself on it. What's your bite damage, if I may ask?
Press down on her jaw, but I guess you could always slip.
Yeah, you prick your
Uh,
finger.
bite damage is it says here 1d6.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
just roll 1d6. Just roll the
okay.
damage die, no
Yeah, that is
modifiers.
what it says on the action thing. But I guess
Yeah,
it
the
has
one
to
that I
do.
added. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, there's there are other things, but I assume that that's not affecting
Yeah,
her.
no,
For her,
that's
it's
not
the
affecting
piercing
you.
because it's all her own body.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
she
can't
said
turn
the added
yourself.
necrotic. Yeah, that means it's like the added necrotic and the other shit that I
Yeah,
assume
that's not
that's
affecting you.
1d6 plus 4. Oh, max damage, 10 damage.
You poke like through your finger, right? And you see this like there's a vein there just open, right?
I didn't roll a crit, but I rolled, the
Max
damage was
damage,
high.
yeah. Like
Uh,
there's an open vein in your thumb, right? As you like use the strongest finger, which is the thumb, to pry in between, and you get caught like super hard, and you basically impale the front of your thumb in your teeth, in your
she
tooth, right?
screams out.
It's like.
Sounds like a fucking car alarm. Like, ah, the hands in front of her, like, like, bent to just, what the
You
fuck?
realize how sharp your teeth are
Yeah.
because they count as magical weapons.
And she almost cannot just instinctively just suck on her tongue and like, nope, not doing that again. She's like, fuck, fuck. She's just holding her tongue, just
Yeah, the wound closes within the next
ah.
hour.
She's just holding it over there. Just fuck, fuck.
Blowing on the finger.
Yeah. So she's like, fuck.
Yeah, yeah. After some while, the pain wears
Should
down.
should spend that kind of like hour because she said, damn, I need to recover after that. I almost
Yeah,
fainted.
yeah.
She read basically should read
The
that
outline
the
of the
book
finger
on
becomes a
the.
little blurry, and you hunch over at the pain,
She's
and
like,
yeah.
yeah, let's read. Let's, she's already read it, and it seems like she decrypted it as well. But
Hmm?
you know,
And leaving
she cannot
some
just keep
faint.
reading it.
Yeah, you see, leaving some
She can.
faint blood puddles here and there on some pages as you're kind of
No,
turning
she's
them.
using her. She's using her other hand,
Hmm.
not the bloody one. She
Okay.
don't want. She don't want there to be blood on it.
Okay.
That's important. She's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's using it and with one hand. It's a bit more clumsy, but
Yeah, you
yeah,
can
she
read
kind
a
of
little bit more.
rereads it and kind of like double check that she hadn't decrypt something wrong. She sort of like studies it and
Mhm.
compare it to her prior knowledge with it, and just kind of like what makes sense for her, and kind of like basing her with some of her new knowledge of magic and the shadow weave and the weave in general and magic.
It doesn't seem to
Her magic has her
change your
understanding of magic has
perception
grown.
any of it.
No, not reading it,
Hmm?
but she's basically using her uh, understanding of magic to feel that it has increased somewhat since she's been down to the Shadowfell and everything.
Yeah.
She uses that to basically cross-reference to see if she can gain a bigger understanding of the brew making and sort of like theory craft almost, and tried like, oh, well, that could potentially work because of this, this, and that, but it's a chance that it wouldn't because of this. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Basically,
Yeah.
doing some research, basically,
Yeah.
theoretically, what you can for an hour.
Okay. Yeah. You recover after over the course of an hour. The wound slowly closes.
It's like, finally, yes. She's like, it's an apple, it's water and a fruit. It's water. You can drink alcohol, right? It's like that. It just have a little bit of. She's kind of thinking like, what if I peel off the skin? Does she know if the skin of the apple
It's the
is
meat
what
of the
makes it?
apple.
Okay. Yeah, like
You also like as you like pressed it against your teeth, right? You also smelled
mm,
it, and it smelled like rotten and like
yeah.
mold. So
So she's
that's
gonna like, okay. Well, when I used to be forced to drink poison when I was little and shit and nasty stuff, I used to hold my nose sometimes until they forced me to stop doing that because you need to fucking learn, basically. She's like, okay, well, now no one is here to stop me from holding my nose, so she do so. She holds her nose. Kind of like almost expecting to get smacked in the back of the head, like, no.
she flinches.
Yeah, it's like, looks behind her, almost thinking that she's gonna get slapped. That is like poison resistance training or something. She's like, you feel the resistance to this shit. Stop. What if you're, you know, covered in guts and you need to drink something nasty? Are you gonna hold your nose too then? Huh? Yeah, so she, after seeing no one's gonna hit her in the back of the head, she puts a finger, like, you know,
Yeah.
close her nose with the fingers,
Yeah.
pinching, and tries to bite down.
You
Thinking,
hold your nose and yeah, wisdom save with advantage and a con save with disadvantage.
well, no, that doesn't matter. That why come with this one? Just being cruel. Oh, 14 is good.
Yeah,
This
and
is good.
wisdom was 25. Yeah, as you put your fingers on your nose, like your left hand, your mouth opens up because you need to breathe, right, through the mouth then,
Yeah.
right? So the mouth naturally opens up. As you put the slice in and you chew down on it,
Actually,
the well, it doesn't taste like you feel it like very soggy and soft in your mouth, almost like a
but
wet piece of bread, right? But it doesn't taste like bread. It tastes like
remember she was eating. She was eating that apple before when she was a vampire still also, and it was then it tasted
it
good.
was fresh though. Well, you were a fresh vampire. You were more human than vampire back then.
Mm, I guess.
Yeah, and the full development only occurred later. Also, the sunlight sensitivity wasn't a thing at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, it was.
Not on the day you turn. Where you also
Well, I guess.
and like just after the travel and you actually drinking like blood and regenerating for the first time.
Yeah, but she had been eating apples. I mean, just consistent voice. She has been
Yeah.
eating apples after that day.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. You can't remember everything.
No, I told you they suck to eat. You can force yourself doing so over the course of an hour, or quicker if it has to be.
Okay, but let's just move on. We remember it differently. That's how it is sometimes.
No, they're not excluded from it.
Yeah, I mean, we remember differently of how it transpired. That's fine.
Okay.
So it tastes like crap, but she's getting it down basically, right?
Yes,
And
you
it's
do. And with that con save, barely so without vomiting, as I need a Constitution saving throw against poison.
Oh, I thought that was what the count.
Nope. Because that one is just a straight roll, and not with a. Oh shit!
Well, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, you're high.
Luckily there was only one quarter. Before she was eating those shit whole. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's dope. Like ate a couple of them.
Yeah, but you weren't used to it in the last time, right? And when you just eat this quarter, right, it's just hits you so hard, and you haven't
Yeah,
eaten
the
anything all like not even day, like in
The whole
forever.
room starts to kind of get to become
Warped. Yeah, you
wobbly.
see light, right? And you see like blue sky for a moment. And I'm gonna roll 2d100 to figure what the hell of an hallucination you're gonna get.
You know that song like dee, dee, dee,
Yeah.
dee, dee, dee. What is the song of that? What is that song called?
Something star, shooting star, isn't it?
Yeah, shooting star, but you can't play it because she's really.
Yeah, because copyright. I'm gonna get claimed so hard for that one.
Just imagine that one playing as her pupils basically dilate.
Oh yeah.
Big smile.
You also feel and hear something drop into your stomach. Yes, you hear it. Like, think about a crystal hitting a table. That's what you're hearing.
They're creating like shockwaves, like.
Yes, basically your ripples on water. As you're kind of almost free floating, flying through like an infinite sky above water. You also like think about your tape to like a railroad. You can't stop, you can't fly higher or lower, you can just pitch like a roll.
Yeah.
And you don't see your body. Like you're just like you feel like a pair of eyes. And yeah, everything kind of ripples. As the crystal goes down your system. You have the poison condition and it's gonna last for 24 hours.
24 hours?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Apart from that, you also are completely immune to pain shock effects.
At the moment.
No, for 24 hours.
Is that something?
Yeah, you're in a state of bliss. You have this wild, curled over smile, and this includes your entire body, right? Basically, for anybody outside that would see you, you basically think your kind of front, lungs and stomach and like legs and arms are completely like calm and like fully like jello, right? But your back is like fully curled backwards. So you almost look like a Gary Smart ragdoll for a moment on the floor. And this lasts for... Let me roll. It's almost paralyzation.
But is she aware of her surroundings? She's like an out of body
No.
experience.
Yeah.
She's aware of her surrounding, but she can't really move her body.
Yes.
I guess she's getting her long rest.
You're out for 9 hours. Yeah, you do.
2 long rests.
Yeah, but
I guess the exhaustion is gone at least.
Yeah, but you also haven't eaten.
Well,
so.
No, she did. She did eat.
What did you eat? What did you get food-wise past your crystal? Before went to sleep. A few driplets of sausage.
Blood and sausage. And she also had a bunch of blood before.
Yeah, it's not a ration. You gain
Sanji,
2. Yeah. The blood is not the part I'm referring to. You got enough blood. Blood is not the problem. But you gain 2 points of exhaustion. And you're gonna feel malnourished when you wake up. And it's not from the apple.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Garadon is not here. I'm gonna have Shahu pinged for a moment, and I'm gonna have a quick break for like 15 minutes. I'm gonna be back, and then I'm gonna do some Shahu, and then we're gonna come back to you in your morning. Um, gonna be right back.
Uh,
Well, we're gonna end off the stream here. I hope you had still some fun listening into the short one today. I'm gonna make a stream with Shahu alone, picking up on him and, well, the Citadel where we left off. I hope everybody had fun who was watching. One person,
Yes.
that's probably me as well.
Well,
Bye.